Today we're gonna look at the carburetor replacement in my scooter, and I'm gonna do the replacement using only what you see in the picture here, that is my EDC, which consists of mainly a Victorinox Deluxe Tinker, a LEATHERMAN Ratchet driver and a KNIPEX Cobra and some other smaller stuff you saw there. So here I am opening up the new carburetor and the return valve, which I purchased from Amazon. Okay, so I laid out all my tools I carry in my phone case here. And as you can see, I have a different setup now compared to before. I included the bantam instead in the phone case, since I always carry a 58mm A-locks anyway around my neck here. So this one should be here as well. I'm about to start the maintenance demonstration here, and I'm guessing I'm going to use this KNIPEX Cobra a lot, especially for these nuts here. And I'm likely going to use the Deluxe Tinker pliers a lot, and the screw drivers I have here as well will be essential. So before even starting, I'm expecting I will use these tools, and maybe also the ratchet driver along with Phillips number 2 maybe. But I also have a few more bits here if I need. So no problem here, just me having problem filming with my right hand and screwing with the left since I'm right-handed. It's been acting funny lately, so it's probably some dirt somewhere. Ratchet driver there, and it locks onto the ratchet driver. And then I need to turn the direction. So I disassembled the carburetor, and when doing that I expected there to be much fuel everywhere, but there barely came any fuel at all out of this one. So it should go in that direction. This whole plastic assembly needs to go. It's easier to reach down. I managed to disassemble the carburetor without removing this, but now when I do a reassembly with the new one, I really want it gone. And then I need to loosen these two bolts. And I must have tightened them really well last time I opened this up, because this is the second time I changed carburetor on this one. But I also use the scooter every day, year round, down to minus maybe 17 degrees Celsius is the worst weather, and that wears down the scooter fast. This goes onto there. So thus far I needed to use this bigger tool to unfasten this nut. But if I hadn't tightened it with all my strength before, maybe this one would have worked actually. And if I'd given it more like 10 minutes more, I might have just managed in a pinch. This one was easy, however. So back to the fuel system. One fuel line comes from the intake knee here back to the vacuum valve and the fuel line to the carburetor. It's this one. See if it fits. So obviously this goes into the engine and this goes to the air intake, or is it the other way around? It goes like this. Change a carburetor, it's like the easiest thing ever, and since this costs like $20, it's no use almost trying to fix the other one and put it back. It's more work than gain. This one goes into here. So this is fuel into the carburetor, I guess. This is the old one. It's not the original carburetor since I changed this once. So this one goes out and the new one goes in. It's like a replaceable unit. I'm gonna clean this one up and keep it, and then next time this clogs up I will just take this one back out. So this is something you can keep for your scooter actually. And yeah, so this one is back into place. I won't tighten the screws yet. Next I will try to replace this. Now I actually need to use the scissors, and the scissors aren't included in the mechanic, so that means that the Deluxe Tinker has a tool I actually need now. I need to cut this strap here, and that wouldn't have been as easy with the Tinker. But anyway, in my EDC I always keep these small scissors anyway, and these would have worked just fine, I think. So I would have managed. But maybe more convenient with the Deluxe Tinker than the mechanic here. So this is the automatic choke. It just lets in more fuel through the carburetor when it's cold. Like, it's a timer for like 60 seconds. And this one broke on my first carburetors, that's why I changed this. But this carburetor comes with a new one, so I'm not gonna keep the old one. I just connect it to this wire here. And I will go back and strap this lead to some point here later so that it doesn't fall down here. So now over to the fuel. Or I'll start with the fuel line. So over here. This nut tightens on both ends at the same time, and I think it hasn't tightened well enough around the upper part, so I need to open it up again and make sure that both seals are sealing actually. Okay, so I'm putting it onto this fuel tank first, and then I screw it. So because you see that these threads are just 3 deep, and I guess that's how you need to go about it to get seal in both ends. I see I still have some thread here, and it's tightening right now, so I think it will be fine here. I'll just tighten it as hard as I can. And there's a rubber seal on the inside, so it should be fine. So that's it, and I'll connect the fuel line here, fuel hose, whatever it's called. So now it's back on. So that one is done then. So I could do this job with the KNIPEX Cobra, no problem. Amazing tool. So both the return fuel line and the fuel line to the carburetor are assembled. Now it's time to put back the throttle, which goes here somehow. Okay, the KNIPEX Cobra is much easier to do this with since it's angled, but it would have worked with the pliers on the deluxe tinker as well in a pinch. I don't remember this being this hard doing it the last time. Obviously I need to tighten this a lot so it doesn't work itself open, then it would affect the throttle, and that could be quite bad. That's fine. So I found these parts and I don't really know where they came from, but I'm guessing they have some sort of function. We'll see. Yeah. So this is a dust seal for the wire. Needs to be tightened so this can move freely. Now there's just a matter of getting this lead cylinder here into place, and I guess that's it. Now the throttle is back, assembled back, and I'm almost done here. I only need to tighten up these two hoses around the carburetor, and I'm done. And the atomized fuel won't go straight into the engine, it will maybe leak out here, so I need to tighten this as hard as I can without hurting myself. So it's obviously folding up on me, and I try to watch my fingers, but this edge isn't that sharp that it would cut my finger anyway. But I'm worried I would manage to break this tip or bend it. Can't see any damage on it yet, but I'm thinking I'm going over to this Phillips instead to do the final tightening. And it grips really perfectly onto that screw head. So now this one is tightened, and I have this one left. And this one is, this screw is a bit harder to reach, and that might pose a problem with these tools. So I'm actually going over to my ratchet driver here, which is in the phone case. So the ratchet driver is attached. Okay, so everything is assembled now, and I've got these parts over, and I don't really bother or worry too much about that, since I'll just put them here in the storage for later, since everything seems to work like it should. However, I see that there is an open point here, which I don't remember since before, and I'm thinking that one needs to be closed at least. It's a return to somewhere, but it's not attached, and it should be. Should be attached to this one maybe. So good, I noticed that it needs to go here, and I'm thinking I will just cut this a bit, and I get to use the scissors once again. Oh my god, that was tough. I'm thinking that the Deluxe Tinker might be the ultimate tool for EDC, in combination with some other stuff, of course, like the classic. Oh my god. I don't know if this one was assembled last time on this one. I can't recall. Maybe not. Maybe that was part of the problem actually. So as you can hear, I'm not even trying to change my dialect, since I'm Swede. I'm doing Swinglish, since it's a bit silly with Swedes that think they can speak English when they can't. So I'm not even bothering right now. Oh, finally. So now this sort of return is assembled, and it looks like it goes back to the fuel tank actually. So there's a return to the fuel tank here, and there's a return to the valve, vacuum valve, and there is also a return to the air intake. So there are a lot of returns here, and I guess that has to do with environmental regulations and stuff. A lot of parts which can cause trouble, I'm thinking. Now it's done, so hope for the best here. So in your car you should have a kit as well. I have a kit which is a car kit, and I have never mentioned it before, but in my car kit I have this funnel and a lot of other stuff, which I will make a video about later, I guess. Just cleaning out the funnel. Checking that the fuel isn't leaking here, which is not. I can't say that anyway. So I stepped on this one, and this is the fuel filter, and obviously it's not where it's supposed to be, but I think I'm gonna skip fuel filter for now. It will work anyway. So let's put some start gas. It. success. Need to do some strapping of wires and then I'm done actually. But this ends the video basically. I'm just gonna screw back the screws on this seat, which obviously are gone now, and then I'm done. Here it is. Så vi hämtar straps. I'm thinking I need to have at least one fuel filter somewhere. Yeah, but I'll do that later. I just gonna strap up the wires. So that ends my maintenance demonstration, and if you pause you can read my conclusions here above.